Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. Let's talk about Big Brother 24. We've got a 2-hour Sunday episode to talk about. We're just going to skip over the Wednesday thing.
Oh, yeah. It was a year ago in Big Brother time.
Yeah. And so much to discuss.
Yes, we do. We have some exciting veto spoilers for you guys. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And if you want to support us on Patreon, we're over there at patreon.com/Nerdtainment.
Join us. Y'all.
Ooh.
What a day.
So this whole week was messed up because, they preempted it for the hearings, which
right. Did you watch?
I didn't, but I heard great ratings.
Oh, great.
17 million people or something watch that thing. So
will those people also vote?
Yeah. Different podcast, Sarah.
And that's my PSA for today. Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
So at any rate, they were going to do the Friday episode. I was so excited to do a Nerdtainment Friday night last week. And then they delayed that. And we had a 2-hour, Big Brother marathon last night, Sunday.
Yeah, we did.
So we are just coming off of the Veto Ceremony from the last week. Right. We're already a week beyond that at this point.
And I'm going to be honest, we're going to talk about this Sunday episode, but everything has changed. Everything has changed. But let's talk about it.
Yes. So Michael has not used his veto, so we're back with Pooch and Taylor, who are on the block. That's how we need to orient our minds here.
Okay.
Folks. It's that long ago.
Who are these people?
Pooch and Taylor.
Okay.
And Pooch is like, woo, thank God I am still on the block because I have the house support, and this is my big move.
He is feeling just fine.
Yeah.
He's going to double check his votes, but he feels really good.
Really good. And then Jasmine's like, I'm happier than a fruit fly in a berry bowl, y'all. And I'm like, Jasmine, stop. You're not making it any more believable for anybody with these phrases in the diary room.
No, sorry. I know they're making you do it.
Yeah. But
just put your foot down.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. It's not working. It's not working.
I'm not gonna let it go, you guys. I'm gonna continue to bring it up.
Yep.
Because I just do not believe it.
I'm sending David the stuff on Twitter of you guys being like, "Oh, her accent's gone."
I felt so vindicated when you sent that. It was like, okay, I'm not the only one.
All right. Well, guess what? Alyssa's cheeks get rosy when she drinks. And Kyle is no longer a Mormon.
Not a Mormon. Mormons don't have sex, but I'm not Mormon anymore.
Got it. Okay. So. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah. Got it. Awkward showmancy stuff.
And then they're hugging after the HOH competition. He's like, oh, I just value your friendship so much.
Yep.
So
to be fair, I know CBS loves their showmancy.
They love it.
So far, Kyle did put his foot down and say, it would be bad for our game to actually have a showmance, but they are still flirty farts. So it's not a done deal. It's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. He's also like, sure, I can vote around, whatever. Yeah. We'll see how this goes.
Yep. We get some Turner talents. He has a world record for naming the states in alphabetical order the fastest. And it just reminded me how stupid world records are.
Oh.
You can hold a world record for anything.
Apparently, I don't know. Does someone come and judge?
Is there a challenger? Did somebody lose in the battle for naming the states the fastest in alphabetical order?
Look, we only have this segment because he's about to win HOH.
Right, we got to get to
Big Brother was like, we haven't introduced Turner yet.
Right. Which is also going to happen when we get to Terrence winning an HOH because we don't know anything about Terrence so far.
Yeah, he's still in the house.
But I gotta say, Turner is the type of person who would be able to lick his elbow.
Yeah, you know what? I tried it. I can't.
It's supposed to be impossible, right? It's
I've
a thing you do where you're like, oh, did you know that you can't lick your elbow? And then everybody tries to lick their elbow, and nobody can do it.
I never knew.
But
Turner
would be that person who can lick his elbow. So
he is the one.
Yeah.
Okay, Joseph, Kyle, and Monty. What? All the women are upstairs together in the HOH.
And Joseph's like,
what?
I got a funny feeling that Pooch is gonna go. Can't explain it.
Got it in my belly here. Funny feelings. Yeah. Whereas the other two dudes in the room right now are like, because they know.
They know. But then Monty's like, wait. do I want to vote Pooch out? Like,
no, he never did.
Yeah.
This was all a week ago, and it feels like a year ago. Remember the last time we talked, we were like, Monty's still trying to like not get rid of Pooch.
Yeah.
He wants Taylor out.
Yeah.
And so this is what we're seeing right here, where he's like, no,
I don't want to get Pooch out. And they're, expressing like, an all women's alliance, which, to be fair, is true this time. But they're, worried about the girls taking control and getting the guys out. That's the, sentiment between these three.
Quite a gender war for a minute there.
Mm-hmm.
Alyssa and Kyle. Well, guess what else happens when Alyssa's cheeks are rosy?
Loose lips. Okay, she's like, there's a girls' alliance. And yeah, we plan to get all the guys out.
Yeah, and guess what? We're gonna use Taylor to do it.
Yeah,
like we're just gonna have her win HOH and take them out.
And Kyle's like, "Whoa."
He's like, "Good to know."
Yeah,
putting that in my pocket. Thank you for that.
Yeah, he's like, "But I'm good, right?"
Yeah.
Then we get the festy bestie twist.
Oh wait. Okay.
Right?
Oh, Amira and Taylor. Yeah, you're safe, girl. Yeah. Amira and Monty. Monty, Amira, and Nicole.
That's after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great. We have the bestie twist. Oh, I have it in my notes. What happened?
Yeah, why did you write that down? You're probably so over the phrase festy bestie that you couldn't even bring yourself to write it down.
I have it way down here. All right, go ahead. You tell me.
Oh, it's just her teasing the festy bestie twist.
Okay.
That's why I wrote it down.
It's just a tease.
Julie teases the festy bestie twist. But you know what's next? Taylor and Amira.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Yada. Taylor, you're safe. Promise.
Right.
Totally. But then Amira's going to do something really dumb, like go tell Monty. Taylor is so wanting to backdoor you.
Taylor wants you out. And so then he's like, well, then let's get Taylor out.
Girl, this is what I've been saying.
Why are we voting for Pooch? And she's like, I really shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. She was like, no. Not now.
Yeah. Later.
He's like, she's literally on the block.
And she's like, I know, but Pooch.
Pooch is also on the block. She wants him out.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get the one with Nicole. Mm-hmm. And this one was interesting because Nicole really did like put her foot down. She was like, not having it, sir.
Mm-hmm. No, because Monty is trying to flip the vote. And Nicole is like, we are in an alliance. And I'm in danger.
Yeah.
Pooch is coming after me. I can't even believe we're having this conversation.
Can't even believe it.
And he like is backpedaling, you know, and he's like, no, I wanted to just talk about it.
Yeah. He's like, because she's coming for me. And they're like, but he's coming for us.
Yeah.
So both
I thought Nicole did a good job there of being like, I can't believe you would even bring this up. Like, really, she, I think, successfully guilt tripped him.
Well, I think she definitely got her way, but I don't know that you keep an alliance member when you behave that way.
Sure, yeah.
You got to be
you can't keep doing
gentle.
That. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
you can't bulldoze people. Right. You have to hear people.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she was like, no, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, got it. Can't control Nicole.
Yeah.
I will keep that in my pocket. And remember that later.
Yes. So then it's Nicole, Alyssa, and Indy. And they're talking about Nicole's like, we are the strongest BB female cast of all time. Can you believe this? Like, we are so amazing.
Obviously, I don't believe it because I didn't put it in my notes.
Oh. Is it then Kyle and Monty?
That I have in my notes.
Okay, that we have in the notes.
Yeah, they are worried they're the backup.
We're in a bad spot. We are backups. And Monty is like musing on like, maybe the heads of the snake are in our alliance. Maybe the call is coming from inside the house, kind of vibe. Mm-hmm.
You might be onto something, gents.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You might be. Okay, now we can get to our vote. We got our peeps here. Pooch, he's not done, and he's loyal, guys.
Well, he gives a very charismatic speech. Like, yes. Pooch is a likable guy, and that's part of why they wanted him out, because the whole house liked him. And also, he was like in this guy's alliance. He also
was just very loud that he was coming for some specific ladies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but I do feel like part of the conversation was like, oh yeah, Pooch is like out there. Like Pooch is, he's in with people, He was in with the guys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he gives a very charismatic speech. He is, I don't think he's like a villain. He's just they just had to get him out. Taylor's a little more straightforward. I'm here to play. I'm not done playing, that kind of thing, right?
Thanks to all of you guys for showing me how to be better was basically what she said, because this was back when she was still being gaslit.
Poor woman.
Is that how I say it? Is it gaslit or gaslighted?
I say gaslit.
Okay, good. So do I.
Yeah.
Great.
So we get to the vote, and it is unanimous, 12-0. Nary a sympathy vote. I thought he might get one sympathy vote.
I thought it was going to be a blindside up until somebody obviously said something right before.
Yeah, as soon as there were like a couple of votes where it was like I think when Joseph voted for Pooch, I was like, oh, I guess that's not a blindside.
Well, I think the very first vote was like Turner, and if Turner votes for him, then it's out.
Even Julie, I think, made a comment like, oh, Turner's been out of the loop. And then Turner was like, Pooch. I was like, okay, Turner's in the loop, actually. Yeah.
When the feeds came back and I saw it was unanimous, I was like, who ruined the blind side? He should have.
Did you ever find out?
Well, we do see like Michael gives Turner a little heads up. And somebody gave Joseph a heads up at the very last minute. Yeah, but obviously. No one told Pooch.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it is unanimous. And then he has to like grab his athletic gear on the way out the door or something. So I guess he was somewhat blindsided.
He was blindsided. Yeah. No one told Pooch. Because he was ready to play the HOH. And he was like, well, I guess I'll be taking this on my way out.
Take these shoes with me. Okay.
Books and Quirks.
Thank you, Books and Quirks.
Thank you so much for the super sticker.
Appreciate you. So he's on the way out. He is talking to Julie, and she lets him know about this girls' alliance, right? That sort of orchestrated his ouster. And then all of his mood like sours pretty quickly, like she explains what happens. He gets his goodbye messages, and I think he feels like he got, which he did.
He did.
But it's funny to see that shift in real time. Yeah. I think he like went out there kind of confused at first and then realized that he was fully betrayed.
Yeah.
And he was not happy at the end of that interview.
Yeah. I think he was like, oh, they got me. And then she was like, there's an alliance of women. And he was like, how dare they?
Yeah.
And then was it Kyle was like, there's also this other alliance.
Yeah.
And he was like, wait what?
I didn't know about any of this.
People were just gaming left, right, and center without me?
Yeah.
Is kind of the realization.
That's the vibe. Mm-hmm.
And it's true.
Yeah.
I do like that Julie was like, do you think you underestimated the women? It was a fun question. And he was like, I think I might have.
He's like, I did. Yeah, I actually did underestimate them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Bye, Pooch.
Okay, festy bestie.
Now is the time, David. We're going to say festy bestie.
We teased it before, and now we're going to explain it.
She's like, look, guys, you're going to be paired up. You're going to be nommed as a pair.
Yeah.
You're going to be safe as a pair. You're going to play as a pair.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready for your pairs.
Yeah. She's like, listen, you guys are at a festival. What's the one thing you need at a festival? Your festival buddy, aka your festy bestie.
You know what? That's true. The buddy system is good, guys.
It is.
I'm not a festival goer. I'm way past that age, and but I'm here to say, please pair up. Don't leave your friends.
I went to Coachella one time, and I walked up to the stage. I landed where I wanted to stand, and a woman in front of me passed out face first on the ground. Oh, so you need a festival buddy.
You do.
At all times.
At folks. All times. Do we need it in the game? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we go about it.
But yes, you're right. She explains, like, first of all, the HOH, if they win HOH, their bestie is also safe for the week. Can't be nommed.
Interesting.
Great. HOH noms a set of besties, right? So
tricky.
You got to figure out, like, okay, everybody's coming in a pair now. Which pair do I want to nominate? Veto is played in pairs. If the noms win, they both come down, and another set of besties goes up. So it complicates the calculus of everything and the strategy. But they're broken up ultimately on eviction night because only one bestie is going to go home.
True. You're not both evicted. That's a good sign here. What, just at first glance here, what is this reminiscent
of, what it feels David? Like is it's like the cookout did the same thing. And the producers said, how could we make that happen again?
Producers were like, what a great idea, Tiffany. Tiffany was really on to something.
How do we replicate that?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
What if we were Tiffany? And we made them do it publicly.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I guess they're going to do that. So she also teases the besties are broken up, right? One of them goes home. Well, then there's a, rogue bestie just out there. What happens to them? Their fate is TBD. And everyone's like, Julie, no.
What? Okay, now another. At first glance here, your fate is TBD.
Mm-hmm.
What's your go-to? Mine was like, oh crap. Like, what are you?
Some kind of punishment or something? Oh.
Are you floating out in the ether? Like, you can't play for HOH? Like, oh no, is my thought of years of watching Big Brother. Nicole thinks differently.
Well, she thinks it's an advantage.
She's like, what? A power?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that optimism. Really, real glass half full.
Okay. Great.
Yeah,
good way to look at it. For sure. Chanel Smith, thank you so much for
Chanel.
the super sticker.
Thank you. Looking lovely in your profile picture there.
Gorge.
So then we go to the HOH comp, and it was meant to be like, a little bit of a cliffhanger that we would see play out in the next episode, which was supposed to be days later.
You only get Julie for an hour here.
That's it.
She cannot stay for the second part.
She works 1 hour a week, folks, and that's it. Plus glam. So HOHs get lit. We're at a festival, y'all. Hold your lighter up.
Hold your lighter up.
So they have to hold the button on one side and it's moving side to side. And then it's sort of musical chairs, right? Once the thing hits, they all have to sit in their chair and the last one to sit is eliminated.
Okay. This soft rock ballad music that we now are going to listen to for probably 30 minutes or something. It was my jam.
Oh, was it?
Well, I'm just going to say that.
Okay.
Really got into that. Yeah. Whatever that was.
Thank God.
That Muzak version.
Yeah.
That they cleared.
That royalty-free version.
Yeah.
Yes, from the Free Music Library.
As we're watching people sway.
Yep. Well, I'm loving Jasmine as host of this thing.
And you're just going to say that too?
Dressed up, foot on the chair, leaning into that Southern accent, y'all.
With her given lines.
It's just...
You're down. Do you want to seat at an empty table?
Do you want to take an empty table? Or do you want to choose me as your festy bestie? It's so comical.
Also, just a request.
Jasmine,
put on a sock.
You don't want to look at the bandaged up foot?
I don't need to see your toes out there willy-nilly.
Well, she should put on a sock because let me tell you something, folks. You can make money on those feet pictures. Right, Sarah?
Keep them private. Yeah. Exclusive content right there.
Somebody look it up. What's that website?
Big business. Is it WikiFeet?
WikiFeet.
You don't make
what
money
is
off of
Jasmine's score on WikiFeet? Because I know Jasmine has a page at this point.
Look, you can have an OnlyFans of just your feet. Okay? Jasmine, save it. Don't just give it away for free here. Such a good point.
Oh my goodness. Well, guess who is out first?
Well, I'm shocked. It's Terrence.
Terrence.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Terrence. Okay.
It's Terrence.
Yeah, he's going to be out first, and he's just going to have a seat.
He's going to take a blank table, as does Brittany, as does Joseph. I was not surprised that Terrence and Brittany were the first two out.
Yeah.
That was expected for me. Joseph was like, oh, this, he could have lasted longer, but, didn't make it to the chair.
We make mistakes.
Yeah.
How do you feel if you're Jasmine and people are just walking by you at this point?
Yeah, I wasn't sure because part of me thought, do you want to be paired with Jasmine? Because why would anybody put Jasmine on the block? But then if you're Jasmine's partner, you are most likely going home if you do end up on the block next to her because she's a non-threat. Nobody's ever going to vote out Jasmine. So I think she's actually probably a bad festy bestie to have because she's the ultimate goat. So if you're next to her on the block, you're out. Don't you think?
Are you saying she's a goat because she's injured?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're not going to vote her out because she's not a threat.
Right.
Because of the injury.
Well, I don't know. I mean, everyone has a different strategy at this point.
And listen, Jasmine could end up being some sort of strategic mastermind.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
We know already.
Trying to give her the benefit of the doubt.
No, can confirm. Not the case. But I just, even the everyone's got a different strategy, but I just feel like if you just keep passing me by, I'm going to forget that we're playing a game, and I'm just going to be offended every single time someone passes me by. It's just how I was like, God, it sucks when people don't pick you.
Well, she literally got picked last.
She was just left over.
Yeah. Nobody wanted to be paired with her. But Michael throws it, first of all. Doesn't want to be perceived as a comp king, even though he is one. So he throws it, you know. Oh no! I left it. I just like not touch that button. I took my hand off the button, and then there's this moment where Brittany is like staring at the ground.
She's like, "I'm not here."
She's like, "Do not sit next to me. Do not." And he's like, "Brittany, I want to be next to Brittany."
She's like, huh. Like she's not happy, but he's specifically doing this to be her bestie.
Yeah, she doesn't fully know what's going on. Because she's like, he's my real bestie. And so I don't want to be on the block next to him. And he's like, she's my real bestie. And she's also not in my alliance. So
he also knows that she is like the second name behind Taylor.
Yeah.
That people would love to just get her out. She doesn't, they're not very nice to Brittany. They don't get along with her. Yeah. She also is a rat in the game. I say that with love. She spills information and he knows that if he sits next to her, she goes over him.
Yeah.
But he can also save her. I think that is a valid thought of like, but I can save her because I'm the veto king. Vetoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's obviously like, what are you doing?
Yeah. She's a little not on board with that. So then Taylor lets go.
Who's like in the middle of being like, I'm on ONHOH. Cut. No. Whoops.
She lets go.
Yikes.
She picks an empty table. Then it's Monty who's out. Couldn't tell if he was throwing it or not. I think he actually genuinely lost it in that moment.
Yeah.
And he chooses to sit next to Joseph, which I actually think is a good choice for him.
I mean, it's two dudes. Yeah. Like, are you going for us?
And because it's still like pose pack, right? The alliance that is trying to replicate the cookout formula here is post pack.
Right.
And so Monty's saying
production was like, hey guys, here's how you keep yourself safe. Would be post pack.
Get it?
Yeah.
So he's saying Joseph's a good dude. I like him. And also he's not in post pack. And so he's a good person for me to be sitting next to. They're all picking besties who are not in post pack.
Which is the smart thing to do if you are in post pack. That is wise there.
And then Nicole like literally explains to us in the diary room that they are trying to replicate the cookout model with post pack. Like she's like, we all need to pick a bestie who's not in post pack. And it's like,
we've seen this before.
Yeah,
we get it.
Right.
So she is going to do similar to what Michael does, but a little unsimilar because she's not in the final two with Taylor, but she's going to choose the biggest target in the house, knowing that she can sit next to Taylor and get a free pass for the week because Taylor will go before.
For sure. Yep. Then Indy's out. She chooses an empty table. Daniel's out. He chooses an empty table. And then Kyle lets go by accident, seemingly. Doesn't tell us that he threw it in the diary room. And he sits next to Daniel, who is not in post pack.
And he can be like, I've always wanted to get to know you better.
Yeah.
It really was just,
let's be friends. Let's be besties.
We can play together.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Then
Alyssa sits next to Indy. And Turner, it's Turner versus Amira now.
Now we're down to it. Amira versus Turner.
Yeah.
Both of them have said each other's name. So it's an interesting when it comes down to that because Amira would like to put Turner up. Turner would like to put Amira up in this moment. So they're both, you notice no deals are made.
No.
They're like, good luck.
Yeah. They don't even talk to each other.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm trying to win this. And it is Turner who wins. And so Amira is left with the final decision. Is she going to sit next to Terrence or is she going to sit next to Jasmine? And she picks Terrence.
She does.
And leaves Jasmine
high and dry.
Lonely at a table. But she also grants Jasmine safety by making this decision.
Exactly. And Amira and Jasmine do work closely together, even though they're in several different alliances. But I think she is granting Jasmine the safety. Not that Jasmine needs it 2 weeks in a row, but here we are.
Yeah. So now we're sort of like seeing these bestie pairs come together, right? After the competition. And so we start with like, I think Brittany and Michael are one of the first pairs we see in the storage room. And Brittany is like devastated at the thought of playing Big Brother without Michael. And he's like, oh, sorry. Like, I just thought maybe it would be something good.
I can save you.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. I can save you.
Right.
Darren, thank you for the super
Darren.
sticker.
Thank you.
Before we go through all of these little conversations, which by the way, who cares? We don't need to.
I know, right?
They're all like, hey, let's be friends.
Yeah.
Turner does say, yeah, I want HOH. I really want to go after the strong women, which we get shown that's Nicole and Amira.
Okay.
And that is accurate. Those two are sort of the leaders of the pack here.
Yeah.
Of Pose Pack and of the ladies.
Yep.
Girls. They did have a huge part in getting Pooch out last week. So that is a fair thought from a Turner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just want to say that.
Good for his game.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, these conversations are happening. Amira's rightfully nervous about being with Terrence because of his comp abilities.
Right.
Kyle and Daniel are feeling good. But Post Pack Alliance generally is like, this worked out.
Yeah, they're like, if we stay loyal, we have the numbers, guys.
Yeah.
Like, we always vote that other person out. We have the numbers. And I say, they think they're the cookout, but they ain't.
They are not.
There was a lot of
I say thank God, frankly.
Yes, of course.
I don't want to do that all over again.
No, there was a lot of uproar from the fandom that were like, you just handed Post Pack jury.
Yeah.
Like, you just gave them the path. And I was like, but Post Pack isn't loyal.
They don't have the same connection. Cookout was like kind of maybe like one of a kind. Like, I don't know if that's ever really going to happen again.
Right. Thank you. I mean, it takes a lot for an alliance of that many people to be truly loyal, but this was put together pretty haphazardly.
Yeah.
One of the people isn't there and they pulled in a replacement whose final two is not in it. It's a mess.
And the thing about Cookout was they were all playing for the collective. They put their individual interests aside. Post Pack is not going to do that. They all want to win Big Brother. So that's going to cause the alliance to like implode. Cookout, they were literally willing to lose so that one of them could win.
Right.
You know, this is a different situation.
100%.
Yeah.
Guess what? It is different. We're still getting there.
Thank you, Ray, for the super sticker.
Hi, Ray. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. So Turner gets his HOH room. He cries out a letter from his girlfriend, fiance?
Yeah, sure.
And then Jasmine has to choose the have-nots.
Yep.
And
don't care. Keep it going.
She goes, Big Brother, give your girl a break. That wasn't good.
Okay, we just have to
hey y'all,
every Jasmine
Big Brother,
so that he can do this.
Give your girl a break.
Have you lost it?
Did I lose? Give your. Nope. I lost it.
Oh, no, it's pretty. It's still good.
I'll have to come back.
Give your girl a break.
There you go. Thank you for the assist.
I am proud of myself. Okay.
So whatever. She picks Indy and Alyssa to be the have-nots. But I was a little bit like, this is one of the more interesting have-not segments in a while because Indy
they make
gets pissed.
Yeah. Indy wasn't going to be happy with it.
No.
She.
But I did love like someone was like trying to talk her off the ledge, and she's like, "Just let me feel my feelings.
Yeah.
I just need a few hours
Terrence.
to work through this.
Yeah.
So leave me alone."
She's like, "It takes me longer. Okay? It takes me longer."
I'm sometimes like that too. I'm like, just let me be mad.
Yeah.
And I promise I'll be fine. But I just need to be mad first.
I'll come back around. Give me the space.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sure, get out of my face. Yes. All right. Where are we in these notes? I don't know what came next. I have the Nicole, Daniel, Kyle, Amira. Yeah. So this gets us into the plan that is going to start our noms rolling here, where Nicole is very much like, hey guys, taking one for the team.
Oh yeah, we're gonna backdoor Taylor.
Yeah, I'm paired up with Taylor. I'm fine to go on the block. I'll take that power.
Yeah, I know.
Don't you guys want me to have the power? Sure.
Yeah.
She's like, but like, let's do it as a backdoor.
Right. And we'll use Brittany and Michael as pawns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a lot of Nicole's plan. She's sort of like spills it out there. And Jasmine is going to be the one that actually tells Turner. this plan because she's his bestie.
Yeah.
So they talk first.
Mm-hmm.
But what we see is the Turner Kyle Daniel conversation where they're starting to talk about, is it Nicole and Taylor? Is it Michael Brittany?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, and Daniel, who is very anti-Taylor, is also anti the Nicole Taylor plan because of the Nicole of it all, because Nicole is his final two.
Yeah.
Right? So he's like against that, and he's very much pushing the like Brittany Michael narrative, but it's becoming very clear that it's either Nicole and Taylor or Michael and Brittany who are going to end up on the block this episode, right?
Right.
Then we see these one-on-ones, or it's sort of like two-on-ones, because sometimes it's besties coming up together, sometimes it's not.
Let's put on the record, Nicole wouldn't let Taylor talk to Turner by herself.
Oh, interesting. I wondered why it was the two of them, and then it was Brittany, and then it was Michael.
Yeah, you would wonder, wouldn't you? It's not pretty, but
poor Taylor.
It's happening.
Oh my God. Well, Taylor is like, hey, Turner, if it wasn't clear, I'm over being on the block. So
yeah, he's like, it would be a lot, wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
It would be. It'd be the third week. It would be a lot.
Ooh, that would be a lot.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
It's not fun.
Yeah.
But yeah. Then he's like, doesn't even talk to Brittany. He like walks out of the room. Well,
again, he's like so uncomfortable by her. I don't know what it is about her, but she's got a vibe. She has an intensity that people are not really sparking to.
Yeah.
And she's like, we're not after you, Turner.
No.
Neither myself nor Michael is after you. Okay. We're not coming for you. And he's like, please leave.
He's like, okay, got it. Let me talk to Michael.
Yeah.
But he ultimately is like telling Michael, like, if I use you, you'd be safe.
And Michael's like, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, can we get to the noms here?
We can. It's just one key in the block. My noms are
how
turn
many
the key.
times did Turner say festy bestie? I think it was required because he was like, I will now nominate the festy bestie pair.
Oh.
And the festy bestie, I felt like he said it 4 times.
You know what I would have loved? As if his festy bestie had to do the speech for
him.
And Jasmine would have gotten up there
and she was like, my festy
hey, y'all,
bestie.
You and your festy bestie will be on the block together. When I turn this key, we're going to learn who Turner's nominees are. Maybe next time.
Too much fun.
I am loving it. So Turner turns the key. Michael and Brittany on the block.
What?
Is it real? Are they pawns?
Now he did give them a heads up that Taylor was the backdoor plan, and that they're just pawns. Feel free to win the veto. Go for it.
Yeah.
So they have that information, but obviously they're not ecstatic about,
of course,
going up on the block.
Pawns go home. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they are on the block, and we just got to get into these spoilers because it is juicy. God,
yes, please, because all of this stuff is old
news. Yes.
Okay.
Ready?
Spoilers.
Hey,
in the same room.
10 out of 10. Yes.
10 out of 10.
Okay. Where do we even start with this? Should we start with the veto?
Sure.
Okay.
But we're going to then back it up.
We're going to back it up. Okay. So.
Veto is the veto king.
Veto king, Michael.
Michael and Brittany.
Veto
they did
winners.
Play as pairs.
Yeah.
Brittany didn't pull him down.
Yeah.
They did it.
They did it.
Did it. So Michael and Brittany did win. A backdoor plan can go in effect, but guess what? It ain't who you think it is.
It is not Nicole and Taylor.
Yeah. Guess who the heroes of this season are?
Kyle and Joseph.
What? Who saw this coming?
What?
How did we get here?
These two are going to be the ones to step forward and say, this is unjust.
We don't like this behavior.
The disrespect
of our girl Taylor.
Yeah.
Our good friend Taylor. All of a sudden.
I know. I mean, I don't know who I maybe expected like Michael to be one who might finally like take a stand, or maybe an indie who's like a non-starter, so far this year, or a Terrence, someone who's like not really doing anything, but
to stand up.
Yeah.
It's hard to stand up. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We've never, ever seen the person who is vilified and ostracized actually have somebody stand up for them, because it's hard to do that in a game when you're trying to save your ass.
And especially with the mob mentality of Big Brother, like, you'll be next if you try to stand up for someone who's, you know, the victim of that.
The fact that these dudes, like, it really was Joseph being like, God, I don't like this. I don't like this behavior. Like, you know, he's like dropping things. And then Kyle really was like, let me tell you how we execute.
Yeah.
Like, and so what they did, you guys, was they formed a whole new alliance called The Leftovers. Love the name.
I love
it. Get
it.
Excited.
Okay.
Because it's literally the leftovers of the house. Except for, I mean, to be fair, Kyle and Monty were sitting pretty. They were fine. They did not have to do this.
I mean, they had that conversation in the Sunday episode about, like, we're the backups. So there was some awareness of, like, we may be in danger. But, like, I don't think they really were high on anybody's list right now.
Yeah.
But it's, okay, let's go run down the roster here. It's Kyle, Joseph, Monty, Turner.
They brought in Michael and Brittany and Taylor.
So it's that 7.
Yes.
And they were basically like, Taylor, have a seat. Us 6 are going to tell you exactly what's been happening this season.
Right. Because they can pair, not compare.
Mm-hmm.
Compare this info with the info that drunk Alyssa gave them.
Yeah.
So that's what's really helpful.
Yes.
Is that Kyle could bring to the table, hey, they had this whole girls alliance thing that Paloma started on day 1.
Paloma.
Monty's like, wait, what?
It was Paloma.
Paloma lied.
No.
Taylor was telling the truth.
Monty's inner Jasmine is coming out, you know, the accent.
Monty's like, what? I had no idea. Okay. Yeah. So, like, this kind of information, plus they see the treatment of Taylor, they honestly sit Taylor down and were like, these are the reasons you need to come with us.
Yeah.
We're not using you as a shield.
That's right.
We're not just going to have you be HOH to do our dirty work. Like, we're going to align with you, and let's backdoor somebody who is actually running the other side of things.
Mm-hmm. So they're basically like, Taylor, you're safe now.
Yes.
Like, we're with you.
And honestly, Taylor was like, where do I sign?
No, truly. I mean, if I were her, I would be a little like, I'm counting 6 over there, and that's 3 pairs. Where do I stand here? Like, am I at the bottom of this? But Taylor's in a position where, like, beggars can't be choosers. She has to take what she can get, you know?
I mean, honestly, I wasn't sure that they could get Taylor because they had gaslit her so well that she had to prove herself to the girls.
Yeah.
That I thought she'd be like, oh my God, I would never go after those people. They've already, like, scolded me for it. But she was like, no, you guys are giving me very good intel, and I am on board. She was like, let's do this.
Yeah.
And, you know, the rest of them seemed excited to do it as well. So the heads of the snake, who Turner already pointed out, were Nicole and Amira. This is his chance to take out Amira, you guys. Amira is the backdoor target.
It's not going to be Nicole, because she's with Taylor, right? So I feel like they don't want to put them up because they're just trying to protect Taylor right now, right?
Yes.
So they're trying to bring her into this alliance. I think they have to, like, be like, okay, we're not going to put you on the block. See, you can trust us, right? Like, Nicole's a problem, but we're going to go after Amira.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that is who Turner wanted to go after before the BB bestie thing. Mm-hmm. And then he was concerned. He was like, well, I'm boys with Terrence. Like, I'd feel bad. I wouldn't want to do that to Terrence. But then once they sort of got all of this information together, got this new alliance going, it was like, look, Terrence is good. He's got the votes. We're taking out Amira. Here we go.
Bye,
and
Amira.
Today, they had a veto ceremony where Michael and Brittany took themselves off. And then, surprise, surprise, to quite a few people in the house, Amira and Terrence are sitting on the block.
It is a surprise. People are shocked.
Spiral.
Yeah. Because they kept it a secret, right?
Yes, except for
Turner told Daniel.
Oh, did he ever?
Seconds before production shut it down and went to the veto ceremony. I don't know if production was like, let's make sure this blindside sticks or what. But the timing couldn't have been better. Like, in terms of, like, a heads up, like, oftentimes they're like, I'm just going to give this person a heads up. And then the heads up, like, gets around and everybody knows and the blindside is spoiled. Like,
yes.
Case in point, Pooch, except Pooch is the only person who didn't know, right? But this
I was so about to be mad about ruining this blind side, and production said, no, we will not.
No.
Let this get ruined.
Yeah.
Boom. Cut the feeds. Go to the veto. So Daniel got this information.
He knows
that Nicole and Taylor are not going on the block, but he doesn't know who is actually going on the block. He does not have the full scoop.
Right.
He's also being told by Turner that Turner just isn't into the behavior that people have had towards Taylor. He doesn't want to be a part of that. And the inside of Daniel is like, I was
part of that.
I am guilty.
I did that.
He's calling out my behavior without saying, Daniel, I don't like your behavior.
Yeah.
He didn't say it that way. But on the inside, Daniel heard what was being said.
Loud and clear. Yes.
Yes. So they go do the veto ceremony. They come back and everyone is upset. And they don't know who to be upset at or what. So people are mad left, right, and center about just the most like they were blaming Indy at one point. Amira's like, oh, poor Terrence is being evicted this week. Nicole was mad at Alyssa. She got in a fight with Daniel because she told Daniel she needs 5 minutes, and Daniel got upset about that. Oh my God. It was like, who?
They're also like,
they couldn't really be mad at the right person.
Yeah.
It was a lot of that.
Because nobody had any information, right? So they're all like freaking out and spiraling and scrambling and trying to come up with some sort of like logical, justification for why this happened, right? And I think Turner said something about the behavior toward Taylor.
Yeah, he said something like that in his speech. I hope it makes the edit.
All of these people are like, who?
They're like,
whatever.
Now, who
Jasmine's like, who would ever be mean to sweet old, dear bless her heart, little old Taylor?
We got to figure out. You know what? We got to figure out who was so mean to Taylor.
But they're all doing this, and it's like,
you're like,
let me hold up a mirror for you.
Again, the call came from inside the house. Like, it's you. Y'all did it.
Right.
I didn't see anybody apologize. I didn't see anyone say, you know what? I did cross the line. I'm so sorry, Taylor.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. They were all like, who was it?
Yeah. How dare anyone be rude to sweet little Taylor?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
But they also were like, because Indy Onslaught, she did get really mad at Taylor, and she yelled at Taylor about saying that the slop soup tasted okay. It was just the dumbest thing. And Indy was mean to Taylor.
Yeah.
And they were like, how did Indy blowing up on Taylor affect me? Like, Mira's like, how did I get on the block from Indy's behavior? It's like, it's not adding up, guys. You gotta keep thinking, keep processing. They couldn't figure it out. So they were just like mad at anything they could figure out.
Yeah. I mean, I want as much of this to make the edit as possible, because this is like a delicious little blindside for most of the house,
Yeah. I mean, the fact that Turner put it in a speech, which I love, and the fact that he's using it, like telling people, is like, we've taken just someone calling it out. We've taken it to the next level to say, like, we're not wanting this anymore. Like, it needs to stop.
Yeah.
And production has to put that stuff in the show if you're using it for game. But then they'd have to actually show some receipts. They have not shown any of the nastiness because, like, it's not enjoyable, honestly. Like, I don't want to watch it.
Right.
But they might have to.
They might have to put a little montage together or something. Yeah.
I don't know.
So this is exciting and a big move, because Amira was playing a good game.
Yeah,
she's
a gamer.
Running things.
I mean, you had pointed out she got a little messy a little bit.
Did, yeah.
But because she was kind of playing maybe too hard, too fast.
Yeah.
But I appreciate someone who's like, I'm here to be a cutthroat gamer.
Rather than like, I'm going to wait till final 8 to make any moves,
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest here, you guys. She is a good gamer. I am not 100% sold that she's going this week. I mean, it is the backdoor plan, and if leftovers can stay together, they have the votes to make it happen.
But Amira's a gamer, and she may be able to flip something.
Yeah. I mean, so far she wasn't even sure she needed to flip anything. She thought she was safe. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here. But this house has been like over here and then over here and then over here. Yeah. So I'm not going to like hold my breath that it's necessary.
The thing is, like, Amira's not going to stop gaming just because she thinks Terrence is the obvious, so she's going to check in with her alliance and be like, so it's Terrence, right? So like, she's going to have these conversations. And I mean, I honestly would love for her to stay. As juicy as it would be to see her go, she is enjoyable to watch. And like you say, she's gaming. So like, I want to keep those people in the house.
I mean, she's giving us more than Terrence is in the house.
Terrence, I was like, for the first 3 or 4 episodes, I think we got one confessional thing from him. Like, he just has not.
He's not doing anything game-wise. And to be honest, if you're just a Taylor stan, they're both not great towards Taylor. So if you care about that, they're equal.
Yeah.
And so if we were going off of game, I would like Amira to stay game-wise. But I just love that she's being blindsided on the block.
Yeah.
Whether she goes or not.
For sure.
Either way.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
It's good. It's just nice to see something change, you know, like we love a week where the obvious plan doesn't play out for whatever reason. And this is a really interesting reason. Like often the obvious plan doesn't play out because like somebody who won veto wasn't supposed to, you know, but like everybody knew that it was possible for Michael to win veto. So it wasn't totally surprising that he and Brittany won veto and took themselves off. They already had a backdoor plan in place because they knew that was possible. But the fact that people just of their own volition finally were like, enough, and we are changing this plan because we care for Taylor and we think she's been treated poorly. Like that doesn't happen this often.
That never happens. It's so nice to see. But I mean, like, honestly, this is the second week that they said Taylor is an easy option to get out. And the other people said, no, thank you. We're not doing it.
Yeah.
So, you know, this isn't like my favorite cast we've ever had, but I really do appreciate that they act like there's a house target and then they do not go with that.
Yeah. Well,
that has been a lot of fun.
I'm out here like, what is the point of getting Taylor out now?
No.
Week 1, fine. You don't know anybody. You got to pick somebody. And Taylor was that person. Okay. But then after that, it's like the woman has nothing in the game. She has no allies. Nobody's telling her real information. She's like a good competition threat, you know, but she hasn't really won anything yet. So even if she's capable, she's still not winning. So I'm like, why go after her? Leave her alone, you know? She's an island.
Pull her into your alliance, which is exactly what the leftovers did. Yeah. And so it would be nice to see them work a little bit together. Although, you know, I love mess. So
yeah, you're like Marie Kondo. I love mess. Have you seen that?
Mess. Yeah. Yes, I do. It gives me joy.
Yeah.
So do it. And here's what's going to be messy. Monty has a mouth on that boy. He has already spilled some stuff. He has not spilled anything about leftovers, but my eyes are on him because if he somehow Amira gets in his head,
or Nicole.
Who knows?
Yeah.
My eyes are on him to ruin this.
Okay, interesting.
But who knows?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's where I'm.
Yeah.
He's the weakest link, I think, in that alliance.
But either way, Amira or Terrence is going to be who goes home this week. And the one who is not that person in Nicole's brain is going to get an advantage, but who knows what they're actually going to get.
No, I don't know that it's an advantage, but maybe it will be. Like, whatever. But maybe. Big Brother has to come up with something because then you have an odd number and you've got someone not in a pair. Mm-hmm. So that's why I think they're an automatic third nom.
That is brutal.
It is. But I think it would be
my brain went to like automatic safety and you're like automatic third nom.
I know. Maybe it is automatic safety. But if I were production and I was like, hey, let's give them this little gift. Then I saw that they played it so perfectly well where they, you know, had their bestie out of their alliance. I would then want to like give them a consequence for setting it up so perfectly for them.
Interesting.
Again, I love the mess.
You love mess.
Brings me joy.
Yeah.
So make it messy. That's how I feel about it. All right. What else is happening, you guys? We'll be back Thursday. So far, we think it's a normal Thursday eviction.
We'll see.
We haven't had a normal week yet. So
we really haven't. Yeah.
But if it is, David and I will be back.
Yes.
What else is Thursday, David?
It's my birthday.
Yes,
it's my birthday. It's my birthday.
We're going to have a birthday party.
Yes.
with an eviction.
Yes, how fun.
Right?
Spending my birthday with Nerdtainment.
We're going to celebrate together.
Yeah.
Also, tomorrow, I have a very special live stream in-depth interview with James.
Oh, fun. For the challenge?
For the challenge.
Yeah, I was bummed that he went home.
Look, he was the star for 3 episodes.
Yeah, he really was.
And I don't know what they're going to do from now on. But, we need to talk about his strategy and what we didn't see in the edit. And so he and I are doing that tomorrow at 12:45 Pacific. Okay, very odd time, but that's what's happening. Be here for that.
Very cool.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's what we got for you guys this week. Thank you, everyone in the chat who made this extra fun for us.
Yes, thank you. And if you're joining us later, leave us a comment and let us know what you thought about this whole 2-hour episode from, Pooch's eviction to Turner's HOH to Jasmine's no socks to Michael and Brittany on the block and all of that.
Give it to us. Yeah. What do you think? How are you feeling? And we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.